Hi everybody, it's Sally from Sallystampers. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm bringing you my pocket tissue drawer. I couldn't help but use this gorgeous glimmer paper again. And yes, this one, well, I don't think my son would use it, but it was a name that fit quite nicely on the box, so that's what I went with. Use a little bit of the gorgeous metallic open weave, and you simply pull it out, and inside are your tissues. Now, this is Starry Sky, and I'm going to be using Orchid Oasis because, to be fair, I wasn't actually sure which colour the tissues went with best. So again, I figured, do you know what, let's just make both and see. I did also make one in centimetres just to check, and this obviously is the Sweet Sorbet one. Clearly these tissues don't coordinate with this one, but I will take those out because I need them for this project. But it just sits nicely, and it is closed at the back. I didn't fold it properly when I was doing it, but yeah, it stops it going all the way through, and it just sits quite nicely. I quite like that. So move those. Let's start. So to start off with, then I'm going to make the drawer itself. And the drawer is 6.5 by 4.5 inches, 16.5 by 11.5 centimetres, and we're going to score all of our sides at 1 1/8 of an inch, or 3 centimetres. Go. Okay. Fold and burnish your score lines. I quite like the white against the colours, it just makes them stand out a little more, I think. And then we're going to cut the corners just like so. As we do with our normal boxes. Okay, so once we've done that, we then need to pick one of these shorter ends for punching our hole for our ribbon. So I eyeball the centre, because that's me, in terms of the centre from the score line to the edge, but I do measure the centre point, and for me it is 1 1/8. Centimetres will be around 2.75, so find the midpoint between 2.7 and 2.8, and there you should have your centre. I'm just going to use my crocodile, and I've got my small punch here, so I'm just going to pop that through there. And then I'm going to use some of my beautiful metallic ribbon here, and my Stamp and Seal. Now I did have, where is it? There it is. I have got a very small piece of card here that is just slightly smaller than this panel. Now for some reason I've not written down the size of it. Is it on here? But it's not on here either. No. Or is it? Oh no, wait a minute. Oh, so if you cut it, so mine will be 2 by 1, thereabouts. Maybe 5 by 2.2 would be roughly the size you need for this. So fold it in half, and from the front through, and then I use my scoring tool to hold it, because that's about the size of the loop that I want. So before I do all of that, just pull it out, I'm going to add a little bit of my Seal Plus either side, and on this piece of white here I'm adding my Seal Plus on the back as well, so that's ready. Right, pull this through, make sure it's not twisted, and then split your pieces off so that they stick onto that. Make sure you've got some nice sharp scissors because you don't want to use blunt ones and end up ragging this. So trim off your ribbon, stick your panel over like so, and that obviously then will just hide and hold your ribbon in place, and then you can very gently just tease that out, press this down a little more, and then your drawer pulley will be okay. Right, adhesive on here. And then just make our base up. And then you can pop your tissues inside, and that's sat nice and snug and ready. So now for your wrap, you will need your trimmer because the measurements are silly. So you need a piece of cardstock that is 8 by 5 7/16 of an inch, 13.8 by 20 centimetres. On the short side, we're going to score at 1 1/8 of an inch, and that will be 3 centimetres. Rotate it clockwise, and on the long side we're going to score at 2 1/4, 3 7/16, so it's the mark just before half, 5 3/4, and 6 7/8. And in centimetres, that will be 5.7, 8.8, 14.6 and 17.7. Now, when I made this one, I realised, if you can see, that I'm a little bit short here. So when I wrote my measurements down, I added 2 mil onto each measurement. So technically, that should now reach the end. If not, and you want to stick with what I've done here, take 2 mil off your centimetres. Sorry for confusion. I wasn't going to remake it. I didn't want to waste my cardstock. I did measure the little gap to make sure, and it was 2 mil, so that's where my measurement came from. Okay, fold and burnish all of those. Then you can cut up each one of these sections here, cut away this last one and a little bit of a wedge just there, and then just a little wedge off each of these pieces too, just really so that they sit a bit cleaner inside the base. Okay. I am going to pop my glimmer paper on while I'm here. So my glimmer paper is 2 by 4 or 5 by 10 centimetres. And this one will go on this middle panel here. That will be the front or the top. So I'm going to pop that on like so. And then my DSP, I have 2 that are 1 by 4. That's 10 by 2.5 centimetres, and one that is 1 by 2 inch. Oops, crumbs. Oh, that will have to stay like that. Which is 2.5 by 5. Come on. And then that's this little one that will go on this piece here, because that obviously is going to be the last piece you put down. And finally then we need to add some adhesive. So this panel here, the long one, you can add a bit to. Add some to these tabs, and if you carefully fold this back over on itself, you can add adhesive to that. Oh, forgot this bit. Silly me. Don't forget to do this bit as well. So this will fold over and you can just hold that out of the way. Oh, why has this gone short as well now? That's ridiculous. Anyway, so fold the long back piece in first, then these pieces, and they will stick onto that. If they don't worry. Bring this one over the top, hold it square, and then just pop a bone folder inside. I don't understand why that's short, because this one wasn't. Very strange. Pop your drawer inside, at least this fits. That's the main thing. Famous last words. Yes, it does. And then you just need to decorate it. So I've used the wonderful Alpha Best and the Best Label Punch. You can choose whatever name you wish. I might do, I suppose I'd better do, I'm gonna do my daughter's, because I know that if I don't I will get earache. So pretty border image there. I want those flowers on there, and then I've got some itty bitty ones here. Right, so that one, I need one of them, I need one of them, I need that because I don't have enough, and them. Oh, where's the L? There's the L. Right. So my punch is that way, so I'm going to stamp all the way down the edge here. Orchid Oasis. So I'm going to go with my outer edge first. Do enough of those. I don't think I've got enough on there. It's quite muggy today, and this seems to be drying out really quickly. Right, letters. Last one, and then I'm going to do flower one there, and then a flower there, and a flower there. Just put this out of the way, and then very simple, punch these out. I put my thumb over just to stop these jumping. You know what it's like when you punch and you end up chasing them all around the room because they've just gone everywhere. I don't really know how many of these flowers I need, but I'm just doing them. Figured if I do 3, then we'll be okay. Right, so dimensionals on the back. I think the large ones do fit, yes. And stick them on the back of all of these. Okay, so I'll get the middle one first. This is just how I do them to make sure I have the correct placement. To be honest, and because her name is slightly longer, an extra letter, to make sure that I get them all on here. Ooh, just probably could have done with going a little bit higher than this one, but actually that looks okay. And I'm only going to use 2 flowers, I think. One there and one down there. And there it is. My pocket tissue drawer. Hope you like it. Thanks for joining me. See you all again soon.